welcome. I'm sure for many of you, Lenape High School is a very different looking facility than it was so many years ago. But needless to say, I'm Larry STRITTMATTER, chairperson of this year's Lenape High School Academic Hall of Fame Committee. And I'd like to welcome each and every one of you as we recognize and honor our 4 unique Lenape alumni into our 4th class of Academic Hall of Fame inductees, the class of 2022. Let's give them a round of applause. Each of the inductees we honor tonight have served our country and/or their communities and lived their lives in a proud and notable way beyond the time they spent at Lenape High School as former students and graduates. We will get to know each of them personally a bit more later. As this is Lenape's 4th Academic Hall of Fame class, I'd like to give you a little background about the Academic Hall of Fame process. Every 5 years, Lenape High School begins the process of soliciting our community in order to recognize outstanding Lenape Regional High School District alumni who have achieved distinction in their lives and chosen fields after high school. The goal is to honor those individuals' significant contributions in their careers and communities as examples and incentive for our current and future Lenape Regional High School District students. A Lenape Academic Hall of Fame committee comprised of 11 members is developed, and the committee evaluates all nominations received for alumni who have been graduated from the high school for at least a decade. The Hall of Fame committee follows specific criteria outlined in our district's Hall of Fame guidelines, and throughout several meetings and ultimately submits for consideration a group of outstanding individuals as candidates for induction. Tonight's ceremony is the culmination of this year's Hall of Fame process. I'd like to take a moment first to recognize our Hall of Fame committee. Those of you who are with us tonight, please stand briefly when introduced. First, I'd like to introduce Lenape Regional High School District Board of Ed member, Ms. Paula Leake, and wonderful committee member. Supervisor and Assistant Chairperson, Ms. Amanda Castle. Our Lenape Principal, Mr. Tony CATTANI. Former Lenape High School Principal, Mr. Leonard Messman. Supervisor, Mr. Gene Jones. Social Studies teacher and Lenape alum, Ms. Jennifer Adams. Another Social Studies teacher and Lenape alum, Mr. Kevin Meter. Former teacher, supervisor, and alumni, Mr. Gary Noecker. And also, while not with us tonight, allow me to acknowledge as well district alumni and child study team member, Dr. Jacqueline Chambers, and our current Lenape High School Student Council President, Ms. Karina Gohl, who couldn't join us this evening as well. Thank you, committee members, for your time and commitment during the Hall of Fame process this year. I'd also like to thank the following people for their direct involvement in making this year's Hall of Fame selection process and the dinner tonight a success. Ms. Deneen Van Horn, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Ms. Wendy Botterbrot. Ms. Sharon Montez. And Ms. Sue Sarlo and her staff, who provided us a wonderful appetizer and dinner menu for the entire ceremony. Thank you. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge and introduce our National Honor Society student ambassadors seated with our Hall of Fame inductees tonight. Lenape seniors, ROSALYN TIANGCO, Connor Storks, Bailey Brake, and Lenape High School junior RHEA SETHI. Thank you, students. You're the best representation of our building seated with our Hall of Famers tonight. Following dinner in a moment, you will hear from our building principal, Mr. Tony CATTANI, and he will reintroduce the student ambassadors here with us tonight as they lend their proud student voices in honoring 4 former Lenape students, now becoming proud members of the Lenape Academic Hall of Fame. Honorees, on the table to my left are our gifts to you. Please accept them on behalf of Lenape High School and the Lenape Lenape Regional High School District prior to leaving as you celebrate. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce Lenape Regional High School District Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Carol Birnbaum.
Thank you, Larry. I would also like to thank our Hall of Fame Induction Committee for selecting members to be inducted this year, which I hope the profile of a Lenape grad will always look like. So you did a great job. Also, joining me tonight, not introduced yet, Board of Education member Mr. Barry Fitzgerald is also here this evening. And on behalf of Paula and Barry, myself, and the entire Lenape Board and Administration, we want to be some of the first to congratulate Justin, Bob, Ruth, and Richard on your accomplishment. Now, I've been in the school district for 29 years, and I can't take credit for leading the district's teachers that perhaps inspired you to your personal level of greatness. But I still feel an enormous sense of pride in learning what you've accomplished since you've left us. Whenever I'm out and about in any social situation and engaging in any type of small talk, some of the questions you typically get are, what do you do? Where do you work? And when I tell them I work for the Lenape Regional High School District, there's usually someone, no matter where I am, that knows of the tradition of excellence, which is the hallmark of Lenape. And more often than not, it's because they know somebody like you, our inductees, that are doing great things in their community or at their job or just in service of others. And an organization as large as ours, my job is just to keep us moving forward. But one of the most important things you can do before you move forward is to make sure both feet are firmly planted on the ground, right? You can't physically propel yourself forward on a shaky foundation. You need that strong foundation. We need alumni like you who are a large part of that strong foundation. And everyone who goes through Lenape after you, whether educators or students, we do so on, to borrow a phrase from that Stephen Hawking made famous, an old phrase, we do so on the shoulders of giants and alumni. We do so on your shoulders. We continually impress upon any new teacher that the level of success of our graduates stems from a strong sense of community, of love and respect, and just that, holding that bar of expectation just a bit outside that comfortable grasp of our students. And other than your family, which I'm sure is a large part of your level of success that you've come into after graduation, I hope that you can trace some of your inspiration for your life's work back to someone at Lenape. And I can't wait to hear from you as you share those stories of inspiration with us tonight who instilled a love of learning in you. Now, I know that my speech is keeping us between dinner and your official induction into our Academic Hall of Fame, so I'm just going to close with this. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being great examples for all of our students of what academic excellence looks like, and thank you for letting us stand on your shoulders. Have a great night. Congratulations.
Our guest, Principal Bauer, wanted me to make this brief, so thank you, Dr. Birnbaum. Dinner is served.
All right, I'm Tony CATTANI, proud principal of Lenape High School, and I'm extremely proud tonight to start introducing some of the class of 2022 Hall of Fame inductees at Lenape High School. This is a really amazing night for so many people, and I see all the families and kids that are involved in this because it encompasses all of our community. One of the really coolest parts about my job, and I'm extremely proud to be the principal of Lenape High School. I've been in this district, in Lenape Regional High School District, for 23 years. And I started my career at Cherokee, then went on to Shawnee, and now I found my home here at Lenape High School. And being here is the part of being an educator is seeing how our students grow from freshmen to seniors. And on many occasions, we get to see how they grow into be young adults and successful individuals. And they come back, and this time of the year is always that time of the year. One of my favorite nights we talk about is on graduation night. The ceremony is nice, but after the ceremony is when all the families and all the alumni come onto the field and they tell their stories of what they've been doing, where they're going, the things that they're working on, their families, their friends, and all the connections they've kept through Lenape. And being the foundation, the cornerstone of Lenape Regional High School District here at Lenape, I'm extremely proud of that we've been here since 1958. We have such a rich tradition. So sitting on the committee with all of my members from Lenape High School, it was nice to hear about all the successes that all of our nominees had. We had several nominees that we had to go through, and we named our 4 for our inductees. When you really think about the numbers, we're going to be graduating nearly 500 seniors in 17 school days, but who's counting? On June 17th, we're graduating about 500 students. So from the course of first class in 1961 to now, we've graduated thousands and thousands of students from Lenape High School that have gone on to many, many different things. And we have, after this class, 21 individuals that will be inducted to the Lenape Hall of Fame. It's something to be said about the numbers and the sheer mass of students that we graduate and the success and the recognition you're going to receive here tonight. So we do not look beyond this. I know this is a big night for all of you. After this ceremony here, we induct all of our individuals. We also have our academic awards. We have just over 100 students that are being acknowledged for their academic achievements and some other community service events and things of that nature in the auditorium. We wish that all of our inductees can come and join us on that as well, because we may just get one of our inductees from that group coming in there today. All right, it could be a freshman through seniors, so those are opportunities that are achieving every single day. But without further ado, I would like to introduce, before we introduce our first, the cool thing too about all those numbers, I like numbers and data and things like that. We have this year, we have students, we have individuals, principal calling you students still, right? Individuals that are being inducted from classes that graduate in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? Pretty cool. And with that, we have Junior RHEA SETHI is going to come up and introduce Miss Ruth Reed.
Hi everyone. Ruth Horsfield Reed graduated Lenape High School in 1970. She attended Millersville University to pursue a career in teaching and returned to teach elementary school in the Medford School District in 1975. Ruth spent over 30 years as an elementary school teacher. Through teaching, Ruth found a passion in helping others. Now retired, helping others is what drives Ruth. Whether treating an unsuspecting patron at the local Wawa, attending local youth sporting events, managing the chains at Lenape freshman football games, or taking treats to local hospitals and first responders, Ruth keeps service to others at her forefront. Ruth believes that being of service and random acts of kindness actually do more for her than those who she serves. It has taught her a simple but valuable life lesson, which is to appreciate the kindness we see from others on a daily basis. Congratulations, and Ms. Reed, I invite you to say a few words, if you would like.
I'm not going to cry. This is the most humbling thing, and this is something that of all the people that have graduated, I don't know that I deserve, but I will strive to deserve it. I would suggest that you read, there's a thing out there about be the one that is happy for others, and be the one that does nice things. And I will try to do that even more so. And truth, honor, knowledge, these three we pledge to thee. Always to Lenape we'll give our loyalty, and I hope I've brought some honor to Lenape in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Ruth. Our next presenter is ROSALYN TIANGCO, presenting to Richard HEACOCK.
Richard BINK graduated from Lenape in 1963. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in economics from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. He was co-captain of the varsity sprint football team and a member of the Friars Senior Honor Society. After graduation, he became a chartered financial consultant for Provident Mutual Life Insurance Company. BINK earned the highest honor at the company, the Boris Todorovich Award for Professionalism and Community Service. In 1969, BINK married Maureen Burns, who graduated from Chestnut Hill College. On their first anniversary, he and Maureen took a 6-month trip around the world visiting 25 countries. They have 3 sons, Scott, Peter, and John, and 6 grandchildren. Upon retirement, BINK began his journey as an artist, winning many awards. He enjoys painting, biking, and skiing. Congratulations, and if you would like to say some words, you can.
I feel honored to be a Lenape High School graduate. It was a challenging experience, and I think set the groundwork for what was to come. My brother Doug is in the audience, and my sister Carol. Doug was first in his class, Carol was second in her class. So I have no idea why they have me up here tonight. So I want to thank the nominating committee. I've had a great life, and it all started at Lenape. Thank you.
Congratulations. At this time, Connor Storks to introduce Lieutenant Colonel Justin SCHAEFFER.
After graduating from Lenape High School in 1994, Justin earned a bachelor's degree in economics from the United States Military Academy at West Point and a master's in business administration from the University of South Carolina. Commissioned as a second lieutenant, he retired as a lieutenant colonel after serving 20 years in the United States Army. Highlights of his military career include an assignment at Arlington National Cemetery, deployments to Bosnia, Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan, supporting peacekeeping and combat operations. Following his military service, he transitioned into the private sector, where he supports the Veteran Affairs and Department of Defense. Since graduation, Justin has returned to Lenape to speak and mentor JROTC students and future military service members. A consummate adventurer, he has hiked the Appalachian Trail and bicycled cross-country on the Trans-America Trail. Lieutenant Colonel SCHAEFFER, if you would like a few words.
All right, good evening. Thank you. What an honor it is to be here tonight. Unfortunately, my wife, Michelle, and daughter, Elsie, couldn't make the trip from South Carolina. But I'd like to introduce my mom and dad, Jim and Ann, who continue to be part-time residents of New Jersey. Thank you to all the committee members for selecting me to receive this honor. This is a wonderful program, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of it. What a great way to reconnect with this incredible school. As I took a walk down memory lane the last few weeks, there was always a common theme: how much I loved my time here and how fortunate it was to be a part of the Lenape community. I wasn't supposed to go to Lenape. I was lucky enough to live in an area of Medford where for 3 years in the late 80s, you could choose between Shawnee and Lenape. And out of hundreds of kids that went to Medford Memorial Middle School, I was one of about 16 students that chose to go to Lenape. And what a great choice. So many memories of my high school years involved my teachers, staff, and administrators at Lenape who were the heart and soul of this school. Some of those memories are just simple, feel-good, character-building memories like football, wrestling, school trips, the classroom, school events. But others were utterly life-altering. The last few months of my senior year, I sat in the library with Coach Bucky Mitchell, English teacher Bob Weidel, and my guidance counselor Dave Lafferty for a 15-minute conversation that changed my life's trajectory. From being an Ivy League student and football recruit heading to Yale, to accepting an appointment to the United States Military Academy, which led to 20 years of service in the United States Army and an exciting military career. The influence of the staff at this school is amazing. 15 minutes of time can alter the life of a student for an entire lifetime. That is really powerful. I'm proud to be a graduate of Lenape High School. Lenape pride is a responsibility we all share, honoring those who sacrifice their life's work to build one of the best public schools in New Jersey, while supporting those that keep Lenape moving forward in the right direction, building upon the success of the past. I could be here all night thanking the folks from Lenape who influenced my life. Mary Jane, Coach Bucky Mitchell and the entire football staff, Coach Russ Menudo and the entire wrestling staff. The list goes on, and the fact I keep in touch with many of them is a testament to the culture that is Lenape High School. And as I think about the incredible staff at Lenape, the diversity of thought amongst them is absolutely astounding. But the one common thread between them all is that they care about this school and they care about their students. My senior year, my parents left me a quote in the Lenape yearbook. It said, "Undertake something difficult. It will do you good. Unless you try to do something beyond what you've already mastered, you will never grow." I pass this advice on to you. It still rings true today. Thank you.
Justin, thanks for choosing Lenape, man. Thank you. We say it all the time. We thank our parents for choosing Lenape. Every time we meet with them, you heard me say it again tonight. Without further delay, we have Bailey Brake, who's going to be introducing retired Brigadier General Robert Gray. Now, the General is unable to make it tonight, but we want to share his accomplishments.
After graduating Lenape High School, Bob attended the U.S. Air Force Academy, graduating in May of 1991. He was commissioned as second lieutenant and awarded the Kennedy Fellowship, where he received a master's degree from Harvard University in 1993. He served over 28 years in the Air Force as a pilot, accumulating over 3,500 flying hours as an instructor in the F-22, F-16, F-15, C-141, and C-26, with multiple combat tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. He is a former F-22 Wing Commander, Afghanistan Task Force Deputy Commander, and Adjutant General for the Virginia Air National Guard. He has received multiple awards and commendations, including a Bronze Star, Legion of Merit, and several air medals. He retired as a Brigadier General in 2019. Bob is also the founder and CEO of Avix Incorporated, providing customers in government and industry highly qualified expertise in advanced aviation tactics and training. He cannot be with us tonight, but we commend him for all of his awards and efforts.
Thank you, Bailey. Brigadier General wanted to thank the committee, and also he loved his experience here at Lenape High School, is what he conveyed to us to share with everyone here tonight. So thank you so much. Congratulations to all inductees and all their families. Lenape pride.